Professor Bahar Brown is with me. Good to see you, sir. And this is where economics and politics are not good bedfellows, even if they ever really are. Because the economics says you need the immigration, and the politics says not on your life. Square the circle for me, sir.
Well, there's so many things to unpack, Richard. The first thing is that, I want to say something provocative, which is that the crisis in the border is going to resolve on its own. If you actually look at 20 years of data, you will see that there's many more crossings at the same times where there's a very overheated labor market in the US. Right now, we are at a stage in the US labor markets that there's about 1.5 job openings for every unemployed person in the US, meaning that if every unemployed person in the US goes and take all jobs, there's still going to be many more jobs to fill. And immigrants react to that, and there's a huge pull factor that is bringing them to this country because they know that they could get jobs. And in the absence of legal pathways to do that, because the migration laws of this country haven't changed for 30 years, they go and try to get through the southern border. So,
right.
It is a reality that I think is not reflected in the speeches of politicians on either side.
No, but I mean, we all know, and I certainly know, undocumented people who want to work, may have been here for many years, want to work in legitimate jobs, but as the various restrictions, if you will, requirements, social security numbers, tax ID numbers, all the panoply of rules that are designed to prevent employers from paying cash under the table, that makes it very difficult. It makes these undocumented open and easy to abuse.
Absolutely, it makes them very vulnerable, and at the same time, it is a lot of taxpayers' money that doesn't exist, because if these people had the right to work in the regular ways, they would be paying payroll taxes, they would be paying income taxes, they would be paying state taxes that they're not right now.
So is your preference, for a greater guest worker program, visas come in but go home, or something else that allows people, I shudder when I say the word amnesty because I can hear everybody getting up in arms. How do you take the 3 or 4 million who are here illegally and put them to a proper pathway to citizenship?
Look, I think that the real thing to think about here in terms of policy is like how many workers this country need and is going to need over the next 10 years. Those politicians who think that this country can rely and fill the jobs, the demand for labor without immigration, they just haven't looked at the data. And by the way, people tend to think that the only thing that we should be focusing on is high-skilled workers. But the reality is that if you go right now to the website of the Bureau of Labor Economics of the United States and you look at how much demand there's going to be for occupations over the next 10 years, you're not only going to see doctors and engineers, you're also going to see nurses and truck drivers and cooks. And the reality of the economy is that the doctor needs the cook, and the cook needs the cab driver, and we all complement each other. And therefore, you need to have these legal pathways that allow workers from every skill level to fulfill the jobs. And right now, whatever program we can think, it just have to make common sense with the needs of this country. That, by the way, just to make it even more complicated, it's going to go through a demographic transition when there's many old people and a much smaller base of young people who can actually work.
Less of looking at me when you say old. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
I'm grateful to you. That's kind of you. Thank you, sir.